What does it actually feel like when responsibility outgrows your capacity as a leader? You might think this is about stress, or about having too much on your plate, or about needing better time management. But it's not. Because what starts to break is not how much you do. It's how you see, how you decide, and how you carry what comes with those decisions. And that shift is subtle enough that most leaders don't notice it when it starts. They only feel it when it's already happening. You walk into a meeting you've already thought about twice that morning. Not because it is unclear, but because you know it matters. People are there, the conversation starts, and very quickly you understand the situation. The data is not perfect, but it is enough. You can see the direction, you can see the trade-offs, and if you had to decide, you could. And yet, you don't. You ask a few more questions, you invite another perspective, and you suggest that maybe it's better to look at this again with a bit more information. No one challenges that. In fact, it sounds reasonable. The meeting ends without a decision, but with the sense that progress has been made. And as you leave the room, you already know what will happen. This topic will come back. And when it comes back, it will come with more pressure, more people, and less time. Later, that same day, you are in another conversation. Different topic, different people, but the same structure. You move fast, you stay engaged, you respond to everything that comes your way. From the outside, you look fully in control. You are active, present, involved. But internally, something is starting to stretch. You are not just in this conversation. Part of you is still in the previous one, and another part is already anticipating the next. And in that moment, something small happens. Someone hesitates before agreeing. It is subtle. A pause, a slight shift, nothing explicit. You notice it, but you do not stop the conversation. You let it move forward. Because stopping it would require time, attention, and energy you are not sure you have in that moment. So the meeting closes. Alignment appears to exist, but it's not real. And 2 days later, the issue returns. Now louder, now heavier, now harder to resolve. At the end of the day, you finally stop. But your mind does not. You replay the conversations, the decisions not taken, the signals you noticed but did not fully engage with. You think about what might happen next, what could go wrong, what you may need to handle tomorrow. And it does not switch off. It follows you into the evening. It shows up again before you're sleeping. And when the next day starts, you are already carrying something. Not a clear problem, a weight. And that weight stays. Through meetings, through decisions, through conversations. You are no longer just dealing with pressure when it appears. You are carrying it continuously. This is what it feels like when responsibility outgrows capacity. Not dramatic, not visible, but structurally different. What you are experiencing is not a lack of effort. It is not a lack of intelligence, and it is not a lack of commitment. It is a structural overload. Because leadership at this level requires three things to operate together. You must be able to see clearly when information is incomplete. You must be able to decide when certainty is not available. And you must be able to carry the consequences of those decisions without hesitation. When your capacity matches your responsibility, these three dimensions stay connected. You see, you decide, and things move. But when responsibility grows beyond that capacity, these three begin to separate. You still understand the situation, but you delay the decision. You still take action, but execution weakens. You still move things forward, but you redistribute responsibility without fully noticing it. This separation is the mechanism, not failure, decoupling. And once these elements stop working together, coherence breaks. So, leadership capacity is not how much you can do. It is not how many hours you work. And it is not how involved you are. Leadership capacity is your ability to maintain clarity, decision, and responsibility aligned under pressure. And when that alignment breaks, capacity is exceeded, even if effort increases. So you respond in the only way that has ever worked for you. You increase your involvement, you join more conversations, you stay closer to decisions, and you make yourself available across everything that matters. At first, this works. Things move faster when you are there. People respond, decisions get pushed, and progress appears to recover. But then something changes. People start waiting for you, not explicitly, but consistently. You notice that decisions slow down when you are not present. You see that alignment depends on your intervention. So you step in more often. Your calendar fills, your days compress, your activity increases, but the system does not become stronger. It becomes dependent. And now, without you, things do not move. And with you, everything depends on you. At the end of the week, you are exhausted. You have worked more, been present everywhere, and pushed harder than before. From the outside, it looks like commitment. From the inside, it feels like pressure. But when you step back and look at the system, something does not match. Decisions are still slow, ownership is still uneven, execution still depends on your presence. And this creates a contradiction. Because you are doing more than ever, but the system is holding less. This is the difference. Effort increases activity. Capacity determines what the system can sustain without you. And when capacity is exceeded, effort does not solve the problem. It amplifies the dependency. So the question is not whether you are working hard enough. The question is whether your capacity has expanded to match your responsibility. Can you decide without delaying? Can you hold tension without avoiding it? Can you carry consequences without distributing them? Because at this level, leadership is not about doing more. It is about becoming able to hold more. If this way of thinking is useful, the deeper analysis lives in the newsletter. That's where I examine leadership capacity at structural level. If you want the next breakdown, subscribe to the channel. And if this changes how you see motivation and leadership, share it with someone who leads. Rewire how you lead.